Yeah.
Broke
Well,
it.
hold on first. I don't know if it's a legit list, Calvin.
Might be a wish list.
Yeah, unless WWE posts it or something, I wouldn't trust it because there's no reason for Cody to have been at Raw.
If you don't say Fightful, I can't.
Yeah.
It ain't Fightful. Don't trust it. There you go.
So Raw kicks off, and I think everybody assumed it was going to be Drew McIntyre, and I was kind of hoping for that to be the case. I wanted Drew to come out and just be claymoring everybody. That's what I wanted. But
Obviously.
I think that what we got was still pretty cool because Seth Rollins is back? Question mark. I'm so confused about this. Like,
I don't know.
I'm not complaining because Seth Rollins, top 5, top 10 for me. So I'm not complaining. I love my guy, but like, I think I was just confused because we were sold that, the severity of his injury was pretty bad and that he was going to be missing quite a bit of time. So that was why he was going to be gone for like most of the year, and partially why Becky also wanted to take time off. So this was exciting because it was very unexpected, but also I'm confused. Like, I don't know.
So rattled. I don't get it. I really believe that we weren't going to see Seth until maybe to build up to Survivor Series, War Games, maybe. And that would, to me, feels like a little early. And then to see that he's back, like, you just hear burn it down, and you're like, wait, why are you here? And now it makes a lot of sense why Drew lost to me. I have my theories now.
So we're kind of in that middle of it's almost like it's not the off season for the wrestling in WWE, but it kind of feels like it. You're kind of like in the middle of big pay-per-views right now. So it was like, okay, so they just finished this. So like, what are they going to do next? So you kind of were like, okay, what's Damian going to do next? Because you knew Drew and Punk are going to be doing something. So who's going to be Damian's next opponent? Well, apparently it's going to be Seth Rollins. Seth says he comes back. And the reason why he's back is because he wants to regain his title. That prompts Damian to come out and say, hey, I actually wanted to cash in on you because I respect you. You made this championship what it is. I was really hoping that we could have a match, or I could, obviously take advantage of you in a weakened state, and I could take the championship off you. They go back and forth, obviously.
It was just
puffing their chests out, just being like, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. And Seth wants to have his opportunity to face Damian and said that he was going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, or at least try to, because he has to qualify. But Damian is like, how about you skip all that and I just give you a match at Money in the Bank? So Seth accepts. And that is when we're all just more confused, because you're confused that Seth is back. You're confused about his knee. Then we're confused because you're putting him in a match in 3 weeks. So
and the way this is where it really threw me and honestly almost lost me was the fact that Damian just feels threatened. You can kind of tell he feels threatened by Seth's return and him saying he's going to win Money in the Bank. So he's just like, I'm just going to give you it. I'm just going to, like, you don't need to cash in or whatever. I'm like, no funny business. Like, he's trying to assert himself as the alpha and true leader, especially with Mommy being gone. So he needs to do like challenges like this. But it's interesting because the champion does not lay down these challenges. The challenger is like, you got to give me what I want because I deserve it, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is where I think it's very weird that Seth, like, you would want Seth to have to go through hellfire and brimstone to come at your title.
I think you made here's a title chance. I think you made a good point, though, because I think that he probably would want to avoid getting cashed in on, because he knows that Seth has probably the best cash in ever. He wasn't afraid to cash in the middle of a match. It wasn't even over. You know what I mean? Like,
Damian's was over.
But I think it does say a lot about Damian feeling confident, because he then, instead of just seeing the Money in the Bank qualifying matches play out, and then if Seth wins, seeing how the actual match plays out, and Seth would have what, like a 20% chance or whatever it is to win that match. He's
Yeah,
now going just like full steam ahead into being like,
that's too
okay,
much
yeah, I'll
dynamite.
face you. Yeah, like, but I think the reason why I like it is that it kind of plays along with what Damian was saying in the press conference after the show over the weekend, that people didn't take him seriously. You know, he mentioned how many times Drew has called him a paper champion, a transitional champion. No one, you're not going to be able to beat Drew in Scotland, especially. And then obviously he did that, even if it was off the back of CM Punk.
Such a good.
I think that he probably saw this as a challenge that he couldn't necessarily pass up, because people would probably still be saying those things to him if Seth is like, yeah, I really want to face you, blah, blah, blah. And Damien's like, no, you have to earn it. Nope, you have to see if you even qualify. So instead, he's like, yeah, let me just say yes,
I'm just gonna
because
come right
I'm
out.
not going to back down to
Yeah.
any challenge. I don't fear anybody, you know, because he took Seth's title technically, because Drew only had it for, 5 minutes and 46 seconds. But there people are going to doubt his title run anyway, because of how he won the title and because of how he's retained it for the most part. I mean, basically the entire reason he's retained it is because of outside interference. But yeah, that's the
Yeah,
reason why I would
and
like it. But
that's what makes his title run not bad right now, because he thinks he's doing it on his own. The cash in because he capitalized. You know, in Scotland, he didn't see that it was CM Punk. He was the one that was getting pinned, and
mhm,
then Punk ruined it, and then Punk or low blowed him, and then
mhm,
Punk rolled out of the ring, and then Damian comes back and is like, "Oh, I don't know what happened." Like,
yeah,
so he thinks so that's why he's got the alpha mentality, and then he realized that's why he's feeling the it's so well done. I could
yeah.
ramble here, but like, it's all connecting very beautifully.
So seeing how this played out on Raw, I saw a lot of people were talking about like what it could mean, or if there is going to be some sort of twist, because we were sold Seth not being able to come back in 2 months, you know? So like and I was trying to buy into what people were saying, you know, because like, oh, maybe this is because Damian does have to forfeit it or something like that. And so they brought somebody in. I don't know, but I do wonder if there's going to be some weird twist to it, just because I find it hard. I find it so hard to believe that he is good to go 2 months later. But maybe
Dude,
we were told incorrect information, which is totally possible,
he
obviously.
could have John
But
Cena. He could have John Cena us, where Seth Rollins is basically just Iron Man Part Two.
dude, but, like, if that were the case, I would have preferred a more, like, iconic comeback the way that Cena did at the Royal Rumble. Like, Seth could have had something like that.
He could have had something but I think it's that shock, that pop. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And it was good. I don't think anybody in their right mind was expecting that. So,